Welcome back to my channel. We are going to have a coffee chat today, and we're going to discuss celebrities, my opinions on them. And so I got my coffee. We're ready to go. So I did go ahead and do my moisturizer, and today we're going to use affordable products, mostly drugstore, and there might be some things in here that isn't drugstore that but it's affordable makeup. Even though I should have used the high-end makeup today if we're talking about celebrities, but no, I want to do the lower end. But I went ahead and did the Pure Heals eye cream, and so I could have that set already. And then I went with, since most of my products are high-end for moisturizer because they're in my subscriptions, and I have for some reason they give a lot of facial products like that, and like cleansers and moisturizers and stuff in the BoxyCharm, Ipsy, and my FabFitFun. So I have a lot of that. So I found this Aveeno moisturizer, so I just used this on my face for the moisturizer. So we're all set now, and we can go into primers. So today, first the color correctors. I wanted to try again this Glossiva one-step color corrector and see how that works, because the last time I was camping when I tried this, but it's got the multicolor use in it, and since I do have a lot of issues there, actually I think I'm going to go with the primer first. I think they tell you to do primer before the color corrector. If I'm wrong, please let me know for that. So we are going to go in with, I also want to try this NYX Marshmallow Primer because, again, I was camping when I used this, and so I didn't really get to truly feel how it was for that. But actually, before I use that, I'm going to use the Smashbox Under Eye Primer. I know this isn't drugstore affordable, but this is the only under eye primer I have. And I don't know if you necessarily need under eye primer when you have primer, but since it came in one of my subscriptions, I've been using it. But so anyway, celebrities. So I saw a video, and this inspired this video by Kelly Strack on her interactions and ratings with celebrities. And I am one that I don't go out of my way to try to even meet a celebrity because honestly, I prefer not to meet anybody as a celebrity because I hear stories and of how people have an interaction with the celebrities and they get disappointed. And I really do like the smell of this and the feel of this primer. But so I really try to stay away from it because I don't want to be disappointed, and I don't want to change my perception. My perceptions already was changed when I heard when other people met celebrities and how they interacted and everything. And I get that they're constantly being bombarded by people, and they just want to have a life and everything. But I get that because I wouldn't want to be a celebrity because of that. I like to go to Walmart or go do whatever without people bombarding me. Actually, I decided I'm going to just go ahead and use the LA Colors Conceal and Correct today for this video. But you go into, everybody knows that when you become famous and rich, that's the lifestyle you're going to have. So I don't feel sorry for them in that regard. But because I wouldn't want that, I'm not going to bombard them. But because we as consumers who watch their movies or buy their products or whatever because they're famous, they should still deal with that lifestyle. They chose it. And I mean, yeah, would if I had the choice to do it, I would never do it. But I'm never gonna. Yes, do I not have that choice? No, I'm probably never gonna get that choice. But if I ended up making that choice, you deal with it and you treat your fans who pays your paycheck nice. And you know, so I almost didn't want to watch Kelly's video just because I was like, I hope it's. I didn't want to taint my, my perception of a celebrity if she was going to talk about someone that I like. For a celebrity, and I watched it because I love watching Kelly Strack. She's so outgoing, and I just love watching her videos. And by the way, I went with this Alpha Flawless Satin Foundation. But so anyway, she got to Drew Barrymore. And one, I am so behind with makeup. I did not know that Flower Beauty was Drew Barrymore's line. And I just absolutely love Drew Barrymore. She is my favorite actress, and she's always been my favorite actress. And my favorite movie of all times is Ever After, A Cinderella Story with Drew Barrymore. I think she did a phenomenal job in that movie. I owned that movie. Well, and I say owned because I, a few years ago, well, a long time ago, I would every Friday night go to Walmart and pick up a movie for movie night. That was like my only really night off, and I was always tired by the end of the week. At that point I was working every 7 days a week, and at the hospital and at another place and stuff like that. We're gonna go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is a satin finish too. But anyway, I would do that, and I had over 3,000 movies. Well, a few years ago, all my movies got stolen. And unfortunately, my favorite movie was in that collection, obviously, the Ever After collection. And yes, I could go and repurchase it, at least that movie. I've just been having a hard time wanting to go and repurchase a movie when I know all of them got stolen from me. And but that is one movie that I would probably, when I break down and buy the movie, repurchase a movie, that will be one of them that I repurchase. Now, fortunately, my other favorite movie is Blended, and her and Adam Sandler is in there. And by the way, he's my other favorite movie. So when the two actors came out with those movies, I was just like, I have to watch these. And that and the other movie they're in, 50 First Dates. Love that movie too. But anyway, that movie I bought with the digital code. So at least I don't have to repurchase that one because I have that on Vudu and was able to repurchase, or I still get to watch that one. And since I'm alone a lot here in this apartment, I tend to watch it quite a bit because I love Drew Barrymore. But anyway, so I'm going to go set my under eyes with this Peach I Love Revolution that I just got. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I do have a set of Eco Tools brushes somewhere, but I really like my high-end brushes, so I'm going to use the high-end brushes in this video just for the sake. But anyway, so I just love that movie, and I watch it a lot now. But anyway, so when I watched Kelly's video, and of course I didn't see the list of who she was going to talk about. when she got the Drew Barrymore, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope it was a good experience, because I did not want my perception tainted from her, about her. And that was very powdery. And then for overall face, I'm going to set it with this Pure Essence Nude Highlighter. I was watching Ellie Glines in a video, and she actually said someone recommended that you can use this as all over setting powder, and because for the highlighter you kind of do have to build it up. So she and I tried it the other day, and I'm like, it didn't make my face look real glowy, and it set pretty good. So that's what I'm using for all over my face. For my eyes today, I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted Scented Eyeshadow Palette. I just got this off of Amazon, and I'm so excited to try this as well. I just realized I was going to go in with some cream products, and I just set my face. Oh well, I guess we can skip it for today. But anyway, so I was watching her video, and when she said that that she had a very positive, oh, I forgot eye primer. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. eye primer. Just set my eyes. But when she said that she had a positive interaction with Drew Barrymore, and she was very down to earth and just had a very pleasant experience with her. And you know, sometimes you expect some of these celebrities to not be as down to earth, especially when they've been famous since as a kid. Because I remember watching her in E.T. in that movie. But so that really made me happy, especially since I just love Drew Barrymore. And I just recently found out, like I said, that because I don't really pay attention to products with names, because I'm not going to buy a product just because it has a celebrity's name on it, because you're paying for the name, not the product. And yes, even if they're good, you're still going to pay for it because of the product or the name on the product. So next I'm going to go in with this shade, which is a little bit brown shade. They just have numbers on it. They don't really have names on the palette. It does have a little bit of a peachy scent. But, so yeah, that made me very happy. And I actually want to do a Flower Beauty video, but I went to Walmart and CVS, because that's where they said you could get it, and they don't have one at my Walmart and CVS. I could not find it. So I am so wanting to get that line. That is one person I will break down and buy a product based off of the name. I think now I'm going to go in with this darker shade here, this darker brown, and just put it in this V area. But I got some fallout here, but that's okay. I'll fix it up later. But then I think I'm going to go in with this goldy shade, this gold shade, shimmery shade here. I wish this had a mirror, so I think I'm going to go in with my Seraphim Botanicals ones and use the mirror on this. But yeah, so if any of you had a great experience with Drew Barrymore, I would love to hear about it. I don't want to hear about the bad interactions because I don't want it to change my perception of her, since I really, really like her as a actress. But if you've had some good experiences, I would love to hear those experiences. And if you've seen those movies, if The Ever After, that's my favorite of all time. So if you've seen that, and if you really like that movie too, I'd love to hear about that as well. Now I'm just going to take my IT brush and go in with this lighter, or the little bit lighter shade here for my under eye. Now I'm going to go with this shimmer shade here for above my eyebrow and in my inner corners. But I'm going to do my inner corners actually after I put my eyeliner on and stuff. I'm going to just fix this off camera. With eyeliner, I'm going to go in with the Koki Cosmetics eyeliner. Okay, maybe. How do you do this? Oh, it's an extender. Huh. Cool. Again, close my eyes, and then I'm gonna try to do what Babs Beauty said. I'm gonna do this off the line too. So I was able to do my eyes. I did what Babs Beauty said, and I tried to make my skin taut because I do have very hooded and downturned eyes, as they call it. And then for primer, I still have left over some Maybelline. This is very old. I'm out of the mascara piece, but the primer, I actually have some left. And so I'm going to use the mascara primer from this Maybelline. And then, yeah, it's about gone, and it's clumping. For mascara, I'm going to go in with the Sky High, Maybelline Sky High mascara. And the only time I got to try this, it was when I was camping, so I'm excited to see it more in a controlled environment. And if you haven't seen that video, I did create a video on trying some of these products while I was camping. It didn't go as well as I had hoped, but I did decide to upload it. I almost decided to not, but I decided I would. Now back in, just to do our inner corners, I'm going with that shade here. And as Allie Gline says, I'm going to do a scoopity boopity here. In the inner corners. And for the under eye, I have this NYX Professional Makeup Eyeliner, and this is like, does it give Berry Goth. It almost showed up as like almost a black color, maybe because of our eye look, I'm not sure. And then we're going to go in with our eyebrows. I have the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade taupe, so we're going to go in with this. And I actually am kind of liking this. I never did my eyebrows before, and then I've been watching some influencers, and I tried it once, and I do like it much better after I do my eyebrows. I need to get better at it, and I do want to try a pomade eventually. I do have some pomades I just haven't been able to try to practice with it because I don't really want to practice with it before I go to work, because that's one thing a mask can't cover. So, and then when I do the videos, I think it would be just too much. So I haven't tried it yet, but I plan on doing it. Now we're going to go in with bronzer, and I have this three shades palette by Lovecraft Beauty. So back to celebrities. I don't think I've ever met anybody, and it was funny because a former boss of mine one point said, when I started traveling a lot for my job, when I started traveling, he said, you're going to start meeting a lot of celebrities. To my knowledge, I have not met anybody. I mean, I've seen some former like football people on a plane and stuff like that, but I'm not one to go up. I'm always, when I'm at the airport, I'm always kind of I stay to myself. I don't really like pay attention. So if I've met anybody, or well, not me, like obviously I would know if I met someone, but if I saw anybody, then and I've seen celebrities at conferences, but like from a distance. I never actually like really met them. Like Julia Dreyfus, I forget the other name. What's her full name? But the Elaine off of Seinfeld. She was a speaker at a conference. I did get my picture taken with Sully Sullenberger, who he was the one that flew the plane into the Hudson River and successfully and everything. So he kind of became famous overnight with that. I don't know as much, as so much now. It might have been just like a quick fad thing with him, but he was very nice, and he did a very great speech when he was there. So now we're going to go into the NYX Color Cheek palette for blushes. I think I'm going to go in with this really pinky shade today. I'm just in the mood for pinky shade. So I'm going to go in with this for blush. So yeah, and the only reason why I really wanted a picture with him is because for my job, I'm all about performance improvement, and I do training in that for process improvement. And since I do the training, and he was a pilot who successfully used, and the airline industry is so like by the book and checklists, and that's why they're so safe. And so I'm trying to, if you've seen my previous video, you would know my struggles with healthcare. And so when I do my training, I always give examples of the airline industry. So I use that picture of me and him in the training is kind of an example of, I'm using the Wet n Wild Highlighting Glow Powder. This was in White Raven. This was some collection that they had. I forget what it's called, but it's got the skull embedded in it. I had to get this collection because I saw an influencer use it. I think it was Kelly Strack actually, and I really enjoyed watching that video and how it seemed to work. So I had to get this, but so anyway, I use that, and I'm gonna use a Wet n Wild just lip liner, and this is in the shade Lay Down the Mauves. And so I use that picture in there for two reasons, just an example of, the airline industry, and he's very famous. Well, he was, but he's well known on what he did So I use that. And it's funny because I'm 4'10" and he's probably like 6 something. He's like really tall. I don't know how tall he is, but he seemed very tall to me because, again, I'm like 4'10". So I don't know if this is going to match my lip liner, but I have Hard Candy in the shade Low Key. I think it's a matte, so I'll put this on. Yeah, so the picture kind of gives that comedy feeling too, you know, because people can laugh a little bit in my training because of the height difference. And then, since this is a matte, I thought it's not drying down as a matte, but it almost feels like a matte. It might dry down though. And when it does, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild, again from that one collection. And it's just a neutral or a clear type. And it looks like it's got some glitter, metallic. It's like a metallic. Yeah, it's drying down now too, matte. But anyway, so I use that as part of that. But those are the only, oh, that looks awful. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take that off. I'll take it off and as soon as I'm done. I'm not going anywhere today anyway. And then I'm going to just use the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. So if you've had good experiences with celebrities, I would like to hear. I really don't want to hear the negative ones in case I like that celebrity. I don't want it to dissuade me and be very disappointed and change my perception on, oh, that looks awful on my lips. But, and I don't know if it's this gloss or if it was because I put it on the matte or this lipstick. I don't know, but it's awful. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'd love to hear about your experiences. Bye.